you have to do is subscribe to the vibe tribe.
We're starving. There's no more bread, and we have nothing to eat. The rich man said, "Not my problem. You don't work for your bread." And create filling bread for his own overflowing mouth. The poor cried, "We are dying. There's no more medicine, and we are all ill." The rich man said, "Not my problem. You don't care of yourselves." As if he did not buy all the medicine and raise prices so high, the gods themselves would not be able to reach. The poor people stopped crying, and the rich man was satisfied until they came knocking at his door one night. Their faces were sunken, their flesh decaying, their eyes sightless. They were monsters of the rich man's own making. As they devoured his flesh, the rich man cried, "Please spare me." The ravenous zombie said, "Not our fault. You fatten yourself for slaughter." So what does eat the rich mean? The meaning of eat the rich is that when poor people have to do what it takes to survive, there will come a time when they eat the rich. It doesn't mean to eat the people. And the full quote is, "When the people shall have nothing more to eat, they will eat the rich." It means that if the rich people abuse their wealth and hoard money and food, the poor will inevitably come and steal their money and stocks to feed themselves and their families. So who qualifies as the rich? When talking about the rich in this manner, it's essential to know a little more about the quote's origin. It came about during the French Revolution. However, the rich are considered the aristocracy, which is attributed to any upper-class citizens who own land or sustainable to royal patronage. Nowadays, these things aren't the only telling signs of the rich. You can find the rich based on who has the most substantial wealth and income. They often dress more lavishly and spend more tightly, even though they have more money to spend. The poor can also be attributed to anyone who doesn't consider themselves well off. Most of the time, the poor are lower middle class citizens in need of a helping hand. So what is the origin of eat the rich? The original phrase is when the people shall have nothing more to eat, they will eat the rich. It was said by one of the leading figures of the French Revolution, Jean-Jacques Rousseau. It came about when there was a widespread of famine in France. During a famine, the rich are treated well and given the food they need to survive. However, the poor are left to fend for themselves and often die out. One of the significant contributions to the famine was the increase in the price of grain at the market. Many people began to hoard grain, but it favored the rich greatly. If you were a poor farmer, you would have to sell your grain straight after harvest to get any money in to provide for your family. The rich people would then come along and buy the grain from the farmers at a low price and wait for the cost of grain to increase in value. They then sell it back when the price peaked because they had other methods of receiving an income while they waited. Naturally, a divide began to appear between the rich and the poor. The rich had the grain and the poor had no food. Around this time, the quote "eat the rich" began to surface to try to intimidate the rich into giving a little back to society. While the quote doesn't mean the poor will physically eat the rich people, it does mean they'll do whatever they need to do when it comes to surviving.